Hey everyone, how's it going? Hope you all having a fantastic Friday evening. I'm Sue77, and I'm playing PowerWash Simulator. Saw a couple people playing this. Modi was playing this a while not too long ago, and I saw some other YouTubers and streamers playing this, and I thought I really like power washing. Even in real life, I love power washing. It's a very, very chill, relaxing kind of activity. I had to power wash a pool once, and that was, oh my goodness, it took a while, but God, it was fun. Just relaxing, you know. So I'm glad they finally made a simulator for it. So let's play. I've already played a little bit. I've gotten the van done and the back garden done, just feel testing the waters and everything. So let's try with something quick and dirty. Cleaning a dirt bike. This will be simple. Do 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 do. Oh yeah. We'll turn the ambience, turn it a little bit. Footsteps, tone. There we go. Oh yeah. Nice relaxing stream, just gently removing dirt and grime and dust and debris from all these wonderful little things, you know? It's just something nice and chill. Oh, look, we can get underneath in the fender, just cleanse that up a little bit. Oh, the tire's a little bit dirty still. Ah, how nice. And there we go. Bam, tire's clean. How's everyone doing tonight? You guys having a good night so far? You have a stressful week? And thank God it's Friday. Don't have to worry about the week anymore. It's all taken care of and done. It's time for the weekend. Isn't that nice? Little spritz back here, little spritz over there. Oh, how nice. Get that shine going in from the fenders and from all the body parts. Get it all squeegeed up. I actually genuinely need to buy a power washer. I've had quite a bit of experience with working with one. They're not that difficult to work with, you know? Huh. A little bit not getting quite cleaned. Oh, there we go. That was the spot. And look at this. Super down deep. Just getting all the little bits done. The pipe, the radiator, the fuel tank. The front suspension. Brake disc needs a little cleaning right there. Oh, this one too. There we go. Front suspension, a shock absorber. Oh. There we go. Bam. Nice and clean. Easy peasy. Look at that. We can watch, oh, very little, just a quick little time lapse of this whole thing. Look at it getting from all grimy and dirty and gross to get nice and squeaky clean. Very nice. Let's go clean up the playground. I think that'll be a good spot. Do the playground next, right? Ooh, we got ourselves bins all dirty. All this stuff is dirty. We got ladders now. Well, I guess we can start with the little stuff first. Get the bin all nice and cleaned up primary first. Get this taken care of, done. Just like that. Perfect. Oh, you couldn't even tell there was red underneath there. Go figure. Look at that. The dirt just kind of melts away, you know? A while back, my parents' house was in an area where there was a very large fire came kind of rolling through back in 2007. We had to evacuate. It sucked. But luckily, we were able to stay at my uncle's house in the meantime. Who lived down in the Mission Bay area of San Diego. Which is nice. Unfortunately, it also meant I have to be off of work for the whole time, which sucked because my pay went down. But thankfully, the fire, while the fire burn line on the map that the fire department was using, once crossed over my parents' property, when we got back to it, we found that no, everything was fine. The property was unburned. However, it was completely covered in soot. I mean, there was just soot and ash everywhere. And we have my parents had a big 9-foot deep in-ground pool. And unfortunately, we were unable to drain the water out of it before the fire happened. Which actually was a good thing, because apparently the fire department was using, they would come by in a helicopter, and actually they would use the pools to scoop up water for dumping on the fire. So I think we lost about 50 to 100 gallons of water. Not much, really, from the pool, from that being used. Which is alright, we didn't mind. But yeah, all the soot, it was everywhere, and the pool was kind of old, so it had like very porous concrete. So there was just a lot of grime and ash that was just soaked into the wall, the floor, the walls of the pool, the concrete around the pool, all of that. It was just covered in black. So my mom decided to get a power washer because she knew that we had to get it cleaned because it's bad. It would just stain the concrete, stain everything. And she was power washing a little bit after we had to drain out the whole pool, and there was just a lot of gunk that had to be cleaned out. With a rake and with the pool scoop. And then after it was all drained down to a sufficient level, we were able to just a little bit there, on the fronts of these, just a little bit. We were able to power wash it. So she was doing it for a little bit, and she was enjoying it. And then she calls me out, and I had to help out with the family with chores every now and then because responsible adult. And she's like, "Hey, so you want to help me out with this? This is actually it's very easy work. You just gotta power wash the interior of the pool." And I had the washer pump down there, and I had the wand, and I would just stand in the pool and just do this. Just this. Just a lot of this. just gradually pushing it away, pushing it towards the pipe. And the pump, when the pump was running and it was gently pulling out all of the water from the pool. And this took a good 2 days to completely power wash everything, but oh my god, it was so nice, because it literally was like the pool looked kind of like this, kind of this grimy, gross, dark, and it was like this, and it was instantly clean, and instead of red, of course, it was white or concrete gray. And oh my gosh, it was such a satisfying thing. So. It's kind of funny. Oh, it was so nice. I'm telling you, Zykic, it was so good. When I was just cleaning it up. Just, I don't know about the rest of you, but I thoroughly enjoy like those videos where they, pull the plastic off of new appliances or computer parts, or, popping pimples. As gross as it sounds, as gross as it actually is, it's cleaning that up and making it from this disgusting red and infected mess to making it clean skin, and the redness going down and becoming like nice and clean.
Hello
I
there.
really enjoyed that kind of stuff, and it was super nice. Hey Crow, how you doing? Thank you for joining my stream. So I really enjoyed that kind of stuff. Like I'm not very clean or cleanly, on my own, because I'm both lazy and also my back hurts a lot. So I'm physically impaired. But it's not so bad. Hi, Kitten. Oh, look, this Kitten. She wants to say hi. Oh, there you go. You want to lay with me? Is that it? Woke up from your nap. You want to cuddle with Daddy? Is that it? Okay, fine. But doing like the power wash stuff, like this is the epitome of it. Like you're cleaning up, line by line. You're making things nice and clean. And this game is doing a damn good job of ticking that box. I'm telling you that much. Because this is nice. So like if you ever need to have like a nice little relaxing time, if you like when I'm folding laundry, I like to let my mind wander. This is that kind of job. It's just you're just doing an easy, repetitive kind of job, and it's just back and forth, gently cleaning things up. Yeah, some power washing videos are super nice like that. Also, I've seen one where a scientist was cleaning up fossils, and like they'd already excavated the fossils from the ground, and so they were gently cleaning off all the dirt and rock debris from the fossil, and it was just very precise, gentle brushes and air blow, just light cleaning like this. And yeah, if you guys get a chance, honestly, invest in a power washer. There's nothing wrong with it. You can use it to nice and lightly clean your car, clean the outside of your house. All with using actually not a whole lot of water. You know? Like, this might look like it's a lot of water, but really, when you're cleaning up with a power washer, it's more, it's really more air than anything, you know? That's good. So it's actually a pretty efficient way of cleaning up, you know, stuff like, for example, your car. You just get a power washer, and there you go, and you're off to the races. Or you get one with soap attachment. A little soap attachment there. So you can not only spray it with the power of pressurized water, but also you could soak it down with soap beforehand to loosen up all the dirt. It's a very dirty seat, yes. And I'm gonna make a nice clean seat. Look at this. Do that. All nice and clean. Yeah, and the trick with washing your car with the power washer is that you turn it on. Don't do the pressure too high, because otherwise you might strip the paint of the finish. And there you go. You can even, you know, use a bucket to toss over the car to soak it, you know, with a bit of a pre-wash kind of situation. And then you just power wash it till it's done. Look at that. Look at this nice, super clean bench. Oh my goodness. These bins are so grimy. Not anymore though. Let's take a sword slide. I love it. Now the trick in real life with the power washer is to always start from the top and go down. But of course it doesn't really matter here, because our dirt's not going anywhere. It's just getting eradicated, you know? Otherwise we'd have to worry about it being splashed onto the clean spots we've already made. Which would be unfortunate. But it'll be fine. Oh. Good stuff, right, kitten? Yeah. Little Aurora has been quite rambunctious around Luna lately. But she's also been not too bad. There's a little bit of progress that was made not too long ago. Ooh, the flute solo. Luna is not a fan of other cats. And Aurora is no exception to that rule. So whenever Aurora gets close, Luna gets defensive. So she'll growl, she'll hiss, she'll be very generally unpleasant. And if she gets too close and starts sniffing at her, or within sniffing distance, Luna will swipe at Aurora. Just swipe and whap until Aurora gets the message and goes away. And then she'll leave. Luna will leave, that is. But the other day, Kitten walked up to Luna, like right up to her face, in the master bathroom, and leaned up to Luna's face, sniffed a couple times. Luna looked directly at her and sniffed a couple times back. Then Luna chuffed to it, and Aurora walked off. And I was like, yes, that's progress. It's progress for the cats finally getting used to each other. I was oh so happy. Gradual tolerance. That's right. That's right, Psychic. Tolerance! Oh my gosh. All the little bits. Little bits, little spots. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, needs a good cleaning. Go all along the Stego's tail, right into the gooch area. Get it all clean. Oh my god, Van, the entire time it was playing audio through your controller? Ha! Wow, thanks. Also, thank you, Heather, for the host. Appreciate that. For 7 minutes ago, I didn't notice that. I apologize. I was so engrossed in cleaning the Stego. Cleaning this whole place. And tell my little story of Aurora and Luna. Oh my goodness. All along the gooch. And the underbelly. There we go. So how has everyone been? How's everyone been so far? You guys having a good week? Anything super fun or super cool or super tiring or something you just kind of want to vent about? You know. Oh, nice, Van. I have an Xbox 360 controller. Oh, it's in the ground. Here, it's all right. It's not the best, but I do also I've been able to plug in my PS4 controller, which is much nicer, and gives me better handling for when I actually use a controller for games. In general, though, I don't really have to. I have mouse and keyboard. Because I'm part of the PC Master Race, and not some filthy console peasant. kidding. Yeah, I've always found that the PlayStation controllers are just better, in my opinion. Plus, it seems that a lot of the Steam games that you're going to be able to find now that have controller support are better off with PlayStation brand controllers. Kind of funny how that works, you know? I think that, you know, with Xbox being a Windows product and, you know, or Microsoft product, and, you know, Microsoft and Windows, they would have better compatibility, but nope. Some yard work today, pulling weeds. Oh, nice. And recording a ton. Oof. Yeah, I think I'm phasing out of doing stuff on YouTube, honestly, because I'm just enjoying Twitch streaming so much better. It's more responsive. Might not have the views or the you know, people, the attendees like I would have with a YouTube video, but it's all right. I don't really have to think a whole lot, you know? That's really the trick for me. It's like, I do this as a hobby. I like just messing around. I like things that come relatively easy, so like I could play RimWorld or Stellaris or, you know, what have you, which would normally require a whole lot of effort and energy in a YouTube video because there's a lot of waiting time involved. But it's not so bad on a Twitch stream, right, Kitten? Yeah, because I can just let my mind wander a little bit. Might not be the best conversationalist, but you know, I can carry a conversation relatively well. Well, speaking of, actually, RimWorld is soon to get a new update. I don't know when, but I think they just put out a dev diary talking about it. The God, what do they call it? The Influence update, I think it's called. It's basically a new expansion of RimWorld, just like it was, like the Royalty update was. But it's free, and it adds in a whole bunch of new stuff, like animal pens, better barns, better ranching opportunities, and also you can make ideologies. Oh, the ideology update, sorry, my mistake. New ideologies like, I want my people to be like super religious cannibals, something like that, you know? Or just laid back cowboys, transhumanists, that sort of thing. And, you know, really opens up more opportunities for fun stuff, you know? Clean these bone plates. To clean behind the ears. No promises, Harlock. No promises. I'll do my best. There we go. Already sliding down the slide. Wahoo. There we go. Is that constitute behind the ear? You hear what the mayor's Cateless is missing the whole town to look out for him and have for the festival. Won't have spring till he's put the hat on. To be honest, if I had to wear that hat, I'd go missing too. Ha! There we go. Nice and clean. Or what are you doing? Trying to eat paper again? Stop trying to eat the napkins. Aha. There we go. Well, it's caked on mud. Ultra grossness. There. Stego slide clean. So now we can actually just kind of gradually clean the floor around it. You bought Final Fantasy X and X-2. Oh, sorry. X and X-2. On Steam sale. Nice. I played X. I played X2 before. I didn't really. X2 didn't really stand out to me. X was fun though. I enjoyed X, and I was in high school and it was all the rage, and my buddies were crazy about trying to get the absolute most out of their blitzball team, which I thought was hilarious because I was like, yeah, whatever, it's just blitzball, who cares? But I guess you can get some really neat stuff from it in the game. That was, yeah, blitzball was X with Titus or Titus. And Waka. I liked Waka. He was kind of funny. Of all the Final Fantasies that really really enjoyed though, Final Fantasy VII was probably my favorite. Although Final Fantasy VIII was pretty awesome around the time that you know, I was doing pretty well. Because that was like early high school, I think. Mid high school for me. Final Fantasy VIII. And my friends were all crazy about it. And I remember, like, when you first had to play, and it's like, oh, you're actually controlling a fully rendered character as opposed to just, you know, a tiny, you know, chibified sprite like in Final Fantasy VII. It's like, oh, this is amazing. And it looks so good. The graphics are great. Of course, now, obviously, the graphics, not so great. But for then, it was pretty good. It was, what, 90... No. 2002? 2002? Something like that? Was it 99? Wow. How long ago was that? Very first computer game ever finished was Final Fantasy on the NES. You know, I enjoyed Final Fantasy. I didn't play it though. My buddy's mom was huge into Final Fantasy, and it was like uncharacteristic how crazy she was about the game. And I remember I went over to his house to play, and she was playing Final Fantasy V, I think 4 maybe. And I was like, oh, is that Final Fantasy? I like Final Fantasy. Can I play? And she's like, no, I don't think that you would get this. And I'm like, oh, okay. So she stopped me from playing. Oh well.
New test subject, please report to test lab.
Hey Shiro, thank you for the tier 1 resub. Appreciate you. You're awesome. Hi, how you doing? Yeah, you'll look at it like, oh god, what was it? Blizzard kind of made fun of the old graphics for Warcraft once. In their... So, in Warcraft 2, Orcs and Human, Warcraft 2, I think, was it Tides of Darkness or the original one? I think it was just Warcraft 2. They had, they were talking about, like, you know, the graphics have been upgraded. Look how great the footman looks. And it's like a close up of the footman, and he's all like stylistically drawn, obviously, and it obviously was not the same actual graphics, but it showed like the in-game sprite of the footman, and then drawing concept art of what the footman looks like. And then they're like, well, let's take a look back at the Warcraft 1 Orcs and Humans footman, and it shows this little like crappy little sprite version of the Warcraft human, and then it zoomed in, and it's just like a 200% picture of the same sprite. And it's like, yeah, it doesn't look very good, does it? But not in Warcraft 2. And I'm just like, oh, wow, that's fun. Actually, hold on. I think I actually have that. Hold on, let me check.
Warning, incoming raiders. Warning, incoming raiders.
Ugh. I can't get to it. It's in a, I have a tall locker, like a storage locker, and, you know, big with drawers and stuff. And, the way that my closet is currently oriented, I can't open up where I keep my game manuals. Krista, thank you for the raid! What's up, raiders? How y'all doing? Hope you are ready for some nice, relaxing PowerWash Simulator. Raiden, he wants that. Well, hey, I'm here. I just had to go check to see if I can access my old Warcraft 2. What's it? Warcraft 2 Tides of... It was Warcraft 2 Tides of Darkness, and then the expansion for it was... What was the expansion's name? Beyond the Dark Portal. That's what it was. Man, I loved Warcraft 2 when I was a kid. I played that so much. And I remember I was actually lucky enough to figure out how to get, how to make how to fight multiplayer, with a friend for Warcraft 1. Because the only way you could do multiplayer for Warcraft 1 was to do it through TCP/IP, which obviously was not the best, because it was just a lot of extra work. Did I get it all? Almost got it all. Okay, good. I'm satisfied with this. Okay, we got that done. We got this done. We got that done. And now it's time to work on this guy. So let's get the ladder. Start here. So the old, before BattleNet, which was new with, I believe, Warcraft 2. The only way you could play multiplayer with Warcraft, Orcs and Humans was with TCP/IP connection. Basically a direct internet connection to your friend. Which was cool, because This was back in the days of like the beginning parts of the internet, and it was like, oh hey, you can discover what your friend's internet connection is by doing this cool, command in Windows 3.1, and I'm like, oh, this is awesome. But it was still difficult to do, and eventually I figured it out with the help of my friend. He's a Philippine kid. We were in an elementary school, so I was probably like 10, 11 at the time. But we figured it out together, and we connected, and we were playing games. It was pretty awesome. It was just me versus him, one-on-one. I played human most of the time. He played orc most of the time. We switched off. We talked about it like the next day at the school, the playground. It was a lot of fun. So it was good stuff, And then when BattleNet came out, that was like revolutionary because I didn't have to know what the IP address of my friend was. I just had to know what his username. And they all registered it together. Yes, kitten. Play the most Warcraft or StarCraft? Oh man. Honestly, I've played a lot of StarCraft. Of course, I also did a lot of map making. I never really published anything. They were all kind of dumb. Stupid little kid ideas for maps. But I did a lot of StarCraft maps. I did a lot of Warcraft 2 maps. But I think games played, I did StarCraft more. Because I felt that the story for StarCraft was just... I love sci-fi. I absolutely love sci-fi stuff. And the story for StarCraft, the campaign for it, running through, the Terrans, and then the Zerg, and then the Protoss, and doing all the really cool stuff. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed the missions where you had, like, a limited number of troops, and you had to go into the science vessel, or into, a laboratory, or into, a base, or a command center, and... liberate the troops and find the data or something like that. Whatever the mission wanted you to do. But it was a limited number of troops. You got some reinforcements every now and then. But it was just you and your hero unit and a bunch of soldiers breaking and entering and taking stuff. And it was awesome. And I actually made a few maps that were kind of like that. And I really got good at making the map editor. I actually really enjoyed doing a lot of map editing. I'm now recalling fondly that I once did, I made some maps for Descent Free Space. Hey, kitten. Get down from there. Don't get on the monitor. Come on. You want treats? Oh, God. Here, have a treat. I know you just stepped on the music button. No. Your feet's over here. Oh, jeez. Let's play. There we go. Descent Free Space, as I was saying. If you're familiar with this game Descent, it was an old first-person space flight simulator. The Descent games were all about like exploring corridors in your spaceship. You get power-ups. You defeat bosses, that sort of thing. It was pretty straightforward, but it was all like 3D movement in 3D rendered areas and like buildings and maps and stuff. And then Free Space came. And Free Space was a full-on space flight simulator. You were in a spaceship. The missions were awesome. You were fighting and doing dog fights with other spacecraft. Kitten, you're really getting much. You're becoming a little much. Stop. physical terror. But like it was all about the dogfights in free space. So like you have your like a Valkyrie space superiority ship, which is kind of like a one-man fighter, and you're going along, you're hunting down what are called the Vasudans, which is this alien race that looks kind of like catfish people, and they're look kind of like catfish Protoss, and you're like trying to knock out one of their destroyers so you can capture it and interrogate the crew as part of the mission, only to be attacked by this unidentified alien bogey that has shields, which is like, holy cow, shields, because your ship doesn't have shields, you have armor. The Vasudans don't have shields, they have armor, but this ship, this one lone fighter, has kinetic shields. Thank you, Kyo, for the hey listen and then the fart. You're gross. So like they have shields protect against your attacks, and it's like super hard to fight because they're just completely ignoring anything you do, and also they're attacking this one lone vessel is attacking the Vasudan cruiser you're trying to capture, and ends up destroying it. And that's part of the mission. And of course, it's bad. But the so the mission, you guys kind of get scrubbed. But there's a special event that if you are able to successfully disable or destroy the ship by firing a crap load of missiles at it, you get a special commendation. Making your target so relaxing. Isn't it nice? I love this game. This is just a great, like, calm kind of game. Like, I normally find, like, Hard Space Shipbreaker to be super calm and enjoyable. But this is ticking up the roster, you know? Oh, that's good stuff. What I particularly enjoyed in Free Space is your ship. You know, you're part of the fighter crew for a carrier, and the carrier is called the Galate. It's like the one of its kind. It's a mega carrier, and it's just super awesome. But you're one of many, and you're often the lead of the Alpha Squadron, the primary squad of the ship. So you get to choose what vessels your Alpha Squad takes with them, what they fly, the different. So like you could choose. I want to be part of the bomber crew for this particular mission because I got to disable a Shivan destroyer. So I'm gonna take Alpha Squad to be part of the bombers, and so you then assign the bomber class vessel fighter craft, and do the proper outfitting on everything for it. Or that same mission, you can be part of the interceptor group that are there to protect and screen the bombers. So you choose interceptor style fighter craft, or you can be part of the screening group, which is they are there to engage the enemy fighter craft and just keep them busy, while the interceptors take care of protecting the bombers, and the bombers attack the craft. And you can do the mission different ways. It's really cool. But it's all 3D, it's all deep space and everything, and there was a lot of fun I remember having doing mission design, because they had a map maker, a mission editor. So you could say, like, at the beginning of the mission, your craft is coming along and doing its thing, and then when you get to a certain point in the map, you're heading towards a destination. You could put an asteroid field in there and have like asteroids zipping around and everything, a dense cluster of asteroids. And once you get to a certain point, then an enemy vessel will jump in, and you can have reinforcements and all this cool stuff. You just basically make your own space dogfight missions, and it was so much fun. It was so much fun. I absolutely loved it. I wonder if they actually have... I wonder if Descent's still a thing. I know they came up with a sequel, Descent Free Space 2. But I'm not sure if it was any good. I don't know. I would just love that sort of game. A good space flight game that has a nice campaign, but also some open stuff. Open. It's kind of an open-ended. Like Rebel Galaxy was pretty good when I played that. That was pretty fun. It was broad. I really enjoyed the broadside ship-based combat. You have to make sure that your ship is facing so that your broadside cannons and missile launchers will properly assault the enemy. That was pretty enjoyable. Freelancer, another one from the early 2000s. That was fun because that was you're a lone pilot piloting your vessel. You're doing odd jobs every now and then, but also you can get like dog fights and other cool stuff with your own craft, and you can also... Hey! Would you calm down, Luna? You should probably go. Sorry about that. There's the joy of having an elderly cat with a kitten nearby. Enjoying this level? It's alright. Don't worry, the cats are fine. Aurora got a little too close to Luna's backside. Luna had to assert her dominance and tell Kitten to back off. The queen has spoken. She's all good. This particular level, I don't really have much of an issue with. I mean, it's not that bad. The shapes are a little much. Especially these spoke shapes and the roofs and whatnot. But, all in all, it's not the worst. It's not too bad. You just kind of have to know, where... You kind of know what to look for. Where you can reach and whatnot. Like, I gotta make sure that I get both sides of the fence here. Like so, and like so. And then also down below. But I don't really mind this. This level's kind of nice. It's challenging, Plus, it's really satisfying when you're cleaning off a bit, and all of a sudden it goes ding, done. It's like, wow. I don't know. Maybe I'll try doing some of those style games. A little later on. Kitten, you should back up. Luna, you want to get down? Oh. Want to get down, Luna? Want to get down? Yeah? No? Yeah? No? Alright. You've spoken. She's a very picky old cat, you know? There we go. There we go. Aurora is currently trying to get attention from Luna. Luna is staring her down and not having it. There we go. The cargo net. Done. Nice and clean. Aurora, don't. Don't get close. You are right next to my face. I do not appreciate it if Luna starts swiping. I have to deal with this every single day. Thank you, Grog and Dog, for the fart. It's a very awkward fart, too. Off you go, Luna. And off goes Kitten. Howdy, Dirt Fighter. Put everything on hold. My golf thug is sword like you wouldn't know. Do I have to? New place in the suburbs. Oh, Diath place. I could spook too easily. Diath. Like death. Yeah, there we go. Start cleaning up all this. Hopefully this will be enough to get the tower completely cleaned. Yeet! Yeah, yeet! God, I love that word. Yeet. I think what I love the most about the word yeet is that it has been used in a scientific definition. I forget exactly what it was described, what the definition was for, but it was involved in like they used it along with the word, and it was something about like the probe getting like yeeted across the solar system or something along those lines. Hey Van, no problem, man. You have a good night. Thank you for hanging out with me, man. I appreciate that, and hope your headache goes away soon. Tic-tac-toe dice that have no face. Yeah, yeet. So, a dad joke? Okay. Alright, Devil Mist, here, let's get you a dad joke. Let's get you a good one. My father and I were in a car traveling to a family outing. On the way, after passing a graveyard, my dad asked, "You know why it's a popular cemetery?" "No, why?" I responded. "People are just dying to get there," he replied. After I groaned, he continued in all seriousness. "But really, did you know that I can't be buried there?" "Why not, Dad?" I asked, surprised. "'Cause I'm not dead yet." Let me hit the action. There you go. There you go. Enjoy. That was a good one, huh? So you can hold your applause. Don't worry about it. Good is a strong term. There we go. All his little planks cleaned. Better this one too. Ding. Well, it's a tower and a bridge. That's actually not too bad. I can dig it. There was something I saw. Ooh. Actually, yeah, it reminds me. I remember seeing it when taking a look at it earlier. We'll step back out to the main menu. Yeah, this is a special one here. We could clean the Mars rover. And I figure, why not? What do we need? Do I have the stuff? Do I have everything I need? Do I have what I need? Yeah, that'll do. Long extension. A soap nozzle would be good. Well, should I go with a professional duty? Let's do that. Let's do it here. We have basic nozzle. Okay. Here we are on the planet Mars. Look, there's Ingenuity zipping around. Oh, this is nice. Okay. As everyone knows, stuff on Mars gets really dusty really fast. But that's okay. That's what we're here for, right? Therapeutic generator. Clean the body. Bunch of sensors. Get the antenna cleaned up. Cleaning up the tires. What in the world? What is this? It's a little green alien gnome. Can you open the hatch? That's funny. That's funny, I like it. Oh, they put a boot on it. Look. They put a boot, a clamp, a tire clamp. They impounded the... They impounded curiosity. That's funny. Oh, that is hilarious. Oh, I love it. I love it. That is adorable. Oh, that's funny. They put a clamp on the rover. Damn you, Martian police. Hi, kitten. You done harassing Luna? There you go. God, it'd be kind of crazy if there were actually aliens on Mars. Would that be something? This is the drill. All right. There we go. That's more like it. Okay, a little pretty there. Body sensor. Basically using up all of the liquid water we found on Mars so far. By tons. Ah! I swear to God, kitten. Jeez. She is full of beans right now. She basically just almost yanked my headset off. Okay, let's see here. It's almost all clean. Oh, there we go. Hazard cameras. Okay, got that. Body mounted sensor. Another wheel hub. That's clean, that's clean. The hub in here. Done! There you go. The rover is all cleaned up. Take that. And that. And that. And that. And that. And that. A little bit of that. There we go. Mars rover's all clean. Perfect. Let's finish off this. Actually, let's there's a golf cart that wants to clean up. So let's take care of that. That's a little thing. Hey, Slavenity, my day has been pretty good. Had a lot of work today, but hey, it's all good. Got a good bit done. How about you? How has your day been? Do 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 do. Your oldest made dinner tonight. Nice. What was for dinner? Golf man. Turkey and rice soup. Ooh. Sounds good. Was it tasty? Was it scrumptious? There we go. chassis is still not fully complete. That's fine. It was good. Nice. Well, I'm glad it was good, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. There we go. Ta-da! Done. Look at that time lapse. Perfect. Let's get back to our handy-dandy clean job over here at the park. Oh. Did it get stuck? Okay, it got stuck. Let's load it up. There we go. All right. Back to gently cleaning up all this mess. Ah. Do-do-do. Very nice. Yeah, it kind of is, but at least only this main structure is left. I got the rest of the stuff done. So, get that going for us.
New funding has been made available. Break out the champagne.
Hey, thank you, Grogan Dog, for the $1 donation. These nuts! Those nuts. These nuts? Ha! Got it! Ha! Ah, very good. Oh, hydrate. Okay, I actually don't have... Well, actually, no. I have a cup. I gotta refill it. Where is it? There it is. Only the finest cherry Pepsi. For me, thank you. Gonna hydrate with a soda. Because I am an adult. Don't you forget it. Cheers. Delightful. Scrumptious. Truly a scrumpturescent drink. Thank you, Gruggen Dog. For all the love that you've been giving my stream. With your farts. Your D's nuts. For making me drink more soda. How dare you. Mr. Seriously, thank you very much. Appreciate your support. I Gertly do. Gertly. Ah, yes, and the yeet. Can't forget the yeet. And the yeet. Yeet. There we go. Do I like this game? Yes, actually I do. This game is extremely relaxing. You know, it's nice. It's a good not thinky game, you know? It's one of those kind of games where it's like, I've had a long day, I'm tired, I want to play a game, but I don't want to, like, think too much about what I'm doing. So I don't really want to play, like, a strategy game. I don't want to get all angry and pissed off with, like, Apex or League of Legends or any of that other MOBA crap or Battle Royale games. So I'm just gonna have a nice bit of time just to kind of play a game that I can just zone out in, you know? A not thinky game. And that's exactly what this is. And it doesn't hurt that the constant rush of the power washer is also extremely calming. Ah. How nice. Alright, I think I'll let it just that. Oh my god, look at that. Reach out and clean someone, you know? Yeah, I agree. I agree, Salinity. Sometimes the thinky games are good, because they let you think about other things than what's going on. I'm of that same mind sometimes. But sometimes, I don't want to think. I just want to clean. But not in person, not real. Because I'm lazy, and my body hurts. So, I'll do, this. like I said before, Hard Space Shipbreaker is the same kind of game. I don't know if you've seen me play it, but all that it's about is just breaking down spaceships. And it's super relaxing, except for when you accidentally set off a reactor at meltdown. That kind of sucks. Or figuring out, okay, so I got this whole area is under pressure, so it's all pressurized. So I gotta decompress the entire spaceship, but I have to do so in a way that doesn't cause the whole thing to spiral out of control, and also doesn't cause the reactor to get jostled enough that it starts a meltdown and then explodes. Also, the majority of the actual atmospheric depressurization regulators are broken, so you can't actually use them. So I gotta figure out some other way to decompress. Those are fun. But also, hey, what can you do, right? Hey, Demonic Madam, how you doing? Long time no see, how you been? Hope you're doing well. Oh my god, look at that. Oh, it's so nice. You're good. That's great to hear. I'm very busy. Hey, I believe it. That's okay. Everyone gets busy every now and then, you know? No worries. As long as you're doing alright. Aha. There we go. Get the bulk of the stuff off. Okay, kitten. You're in the way. Aurora, you're in the way. How's Sarah doing? She's doing good. She was sleeping most of the day today. Trying to take naps. Wasn't sleeping too well though. But from what I know, she's doing well. I think is she currently playing still? Or did she wrap up for the night? Oh, she wrapped up for the night, okay. She was playing Dead by Daylight earlier. I just can't get into that game. I've tried. That game and game like it, like In Silence, I just can't. But she loves it, so more power to her, you know? I got paperwork I gotta fill out, because if I had the paperwork filled out, then I have to worry about staying in, like, Britain for a while. Like, the requirement in order to get, like, the whole, there's a minimum amount of time I have to stay in Britain or be there before I can apply for the whole marriage thing with Sarah. The marriage procedure. But thankfully, apparently, one of the places we're looking at to getting married in, Gretna Green, is they said that as long as I fill in the documents, I don't necessarily need to be in the country for that whole purpose, the whole priority thing, which is super nice. Because that means I can just go over there and we can get married. Of course, those means I have to fill paperwork out. And I'm not a fan of paperwork. I already had to fill it enough to get my condo listed, which I think is actually listed now. I think it's actually up for sale now. Bush League. You want a dad joke? Sure. All right. The bank robber took a bath after his heist. He wanted to make sure he got a clean getaway. There you go. I mean, boo. Boo on you, Lyra. Jeez. So mean to me. Can you believe Lyra? She's like always mean to me and my jokes. Alright, Psychic. Have a good night. Sleep well. And recover quickly from your exhausting day today pulling weeds. Good. Done. Hey, DSA Mills, how you doing? Yes, it is in fact one of the most relaxing games around. Good job. Well, thank you, Grog. My sister actually sent me this book of dad jokes for Father's Day because I need to practice. And I don't know about you, but I love dad joke humor. It's so bad, but so funny. I love really bad puns. I love really bad jokes. I'm a big fan of that stuff. It's great stuff. Thank you for posture check. Appreciate you. I am technically a cat dad, yes. But soon I'll be an actual dad to two boys. Two human boys. Once we get that hammered out with Sarah for marriage, then I will technically become a stepdad, though I guess they don't necessarily need to consider me a stepdad until they feel like it. But we'll see. So cat in the background, yep, that is Aurora. She is running around like a little weasel because she is awake and excited, and it's nighttime, and it's her wake time then. You might also hear the occasional growl and hiss and spit and yelp, or just a very decisive growl grumble. That would be from Luna. who is not suffering any of Aurora's crap. So she will often be telling Aurora to chill the heck down and leave her alone. Because that's what Luna does. That is, of course, unless Aurora decides to start yanking out my wires again. She's made it a habit of playing with the wires behind the computer desk. So she's been pulling my mouse a lot. Because the mouse wire moves the most. But also she'll yank at the monitor wire and also at the camera wire and anything she can get a little girly paws on. How big is Aurora? She's about, I don't know, pound and a half or so. She's only 11 weeks old. Almost 12, if not mistaken. She's a little baby still. Yes, she is very much a silly cat. She is a sweetheart, too. She's really adorable when she's calm and chill. She really enjoys, like, when I'm sitting here and I have my arms, like, up, she'll just climb up and lay her head in my arm, so, like, I have to hold my arm like this, and she'll just lay like that, just because she wants to. And a tap, there you go. I'm not, as flexible as I would like to be able to do a full dab, but that should suffice. A sleep in my neck? No, she doesn't sleep in my neck now, thankfully. Thank God for that. She will, however, sleep. I sleep on my side, so she'll often sleep like curled up between my leg and my butt. Yep. Here she is. Yeah, you want it? Yeah. What I can't wait for is I can't wait until Sarah and the boys are here, because then she's gonna have so much fun. She's gonna have so much attention. It'll be ridiculous. There we go. Did you give me a subscription to Modi? I think you did. I think you did on Tuesday or so. There we go. Alright, so the interior of the tower is done. So now you can start scrubbing out the exterior. There we go. There's been the floor of this, right? Oh, look at that. Oh, that's perfect. So nice. Nice and clean. Which is the whole sharing thing. It's tough. It's a tough situation to to learn how to share and go from being not in a relationship to being in one. Lord, I know I still have issues with making sure to keep Sarah in the loop of things. But I contend. Thank you for muting everything. Appreciate you. I'm getting there. You know? In a long distance relationship. Hey, so here. Sam here. So I get you. There we go. Long extension time. There's benefits and detriments to being in a relationship and also not being in a relationship, and just really up to your particular social style, I suppose. I've always been alone, been kind of a loner, doing my own thing. So I've been mostly involved in like long distance relationships that never really all seemed to work out. However, I will say that I have been doing exceptionally well, and so has Sarah, at our relationship between her and I. And I am so happy about that. Because I love her with all of my heart. Like, really, I really do. And I can't wait to see her again! Ugh, third week of August can't come soon enough. Just gotta finish requesting the time from work. I have plenty of hours saved up. I need to request the time. And I need to know what the closest airport to go to will be. And I can set up air travel for that. Oh, I got you, Sly. I got you, Salinity. Ooh. Maybe I should skip this song. Yeah. Skip it time, skip! Oh, yeah. Yeah, safe spot in my chat. That's right. My chat is a chill zone only. This. There we go. Little awning, looks like it could be a bar. Imagine a little kid sitting at behind the bar going, "So, what can I get you, Mac?" I need some Mac. It's Tommy. Alright then, Jim. It's not Jim. Alright, Spud. Why you call me a potato? Hey. And they always serve chocolate milk. Yep. Alright, that's all done. Just get the roof and this slide. There we go. You got up a slide? Yes, I have. Many, many times. It's super easy if you have the right shoes for it. Yeah. It's one of the biggest acts of rebellion you can do. Go up the downslide. All the other kids be like, "Oh, you're just a rebel?" I'm like, "Yeah." Oh yeah, the metal slides? Yeah! Yeah, the butt burner ones. I hated those. Got him. Monkey bar's done. There we go. So I have been frequenting a Reddit thread, a Reddit thread, source, page. I don't know what they call it. I don't really go to Reddit very often, but I've been going to one of them. It's called Humanity F Yeah. I'm sure I've mentioned it before, but I can't stop reading the fiction on it. It's a writing-themed, writing-based Reddit page, and all the threads are like short stories. Some of them have actually gotten published, which is pretty crazy. But they're all like, they all have the same central theme of humans just being awesome. And one of them, the series that I'm quite taken with, is called Galactic Daycare. And it is all about, it's basically like a, it's like the perspective of a researcher's log, like a research journal. And it's just talking about about the events of a daycare. Daily events, and, you know, it's like every single entry is a day. And the weird thing is that it's a galactic daycare, so there's all kinds of different alien species. And then it starts off with the newest addition to the daycare is a human child. And it's like, in this log, we'll discuss the impact of human physiology and other interesting quirks about humanity, that kind of thing. Just as they take notice of what's going on with the kid. And like a couple other human children come in, and they kind of diversify. And one of the human children is a girl, and she ends up making friends with with a pair of different kids who are of an insectoid race. One is a formicid, and the other one is obviously an ant type alien. The other one's an ant lion type alien. And she makes friends with them, brings a bucket and shovel to their digging area, which is a large mound that they've dug in, and like basically becomes the queen builder, according to them. And it's just a lot of little cute stories about these kids and just how much fun they're having and how different they are from, you know, the other alien children. And it's just so goddamn adorable. And it's like 24 chapters now, I think, 25 pages. And it's just, oh my god, it's like candy. I can't put it down. It's so cute. But like they had some serious drama happen in one of them when a bunch of new daycare workers have arrived, and they're keeping like really close attention on the children, especially the humans. And like over the course of a while, they're like really watching the human children and really watching the other juveniles, aliens. and then it turns out that they're actually part of some invading force that tries to invade and capture the children as a ransom. And then, like, they get in, but the children, like the mound, where all the insect children are, and over the course of time, the child, the little girl, helped build the mound into basically a fortress, and was defending all the kids who would hide in it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wolfie Floof Boy, for the follow. Appreciate it. So like, she got all the aliens to go into the mound to hide, and set up defensive walls and stuff, and protected them, while these other aliens with like phase pulse guns and stuff were trying to get in. So one of the boys who was big into climbing and playing sports ball was like throwing the balls at the alien guards trying to take him. And then finally, the human parents arrive, and they rip them a new one, because you don't go after the children. And yeah, it gets like, it goes from aw to ah, like really fast, and then back to aw. Has to deal with the aftermath of it all. So yeah, reddit.com/r/HFY. Humanity F yeah. Yeah. HFY. It's really good stuff. There's a lot of stories. It's been going around for a while too. Like, they have a basically their greatest hits, the best stories that they've got, and it goes back like 6 years, 7 years. So I've been reading through so much of it. It's so good. Enjoying every last second of it. It's actually kind of made me want to start writing some more, you know? Start writing again, because I used to do that a while. Do I know how to eat at a dim sum place? Not really. I don't really eat a lot of dim sum. I think I had it like once in my life. In San Francisco. So, I'm guessing I have a whole show of experience with eating at dim sum. No. I do not know the rule about sharing. Do, 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 do. Do, do. This playground floor is huge. All right. Come on. Almost. We're 94% of the way there. It takes forever. Start compartmentalizing. In you go. There we go. It's like an American potluck. Gotcha. Yeah, I figured it was. They just give you a lot of food. It's kind of like a buffet style. Just kind of go for it. But you're all sharing the same meal. Oh gosh, what time is it? 10:08. Damn. All right, I'll finish up the floor, and we'll see. And that should do it. And then once I'll wrap this up for the night. I'll probably end up playing more of this on Sunday, honestly. I'll be streaming along with Sarah. So should be fine. Almost done. It's a very chill, relaxing game. If you're in the mood for something chill, something relaxing, something you can sink hours into, and just feel good, there you go. It's not a bad investment for 20 bucks, I'm telling you that much. Oh my god, that's awesome! Huh. There's been odd fucking dirt here and there when it comes to this world. Too many brats. We're being worried about something I can't think enough. Awesome! We did it. We got a cool grand. There's the time lapse. Look at that. Look at that. Bam. Done. Done and done. All right. Well, I think that's it for tonight. Thank you, everyone who hung out with me. I appreciate you very, very much. You guys are awesome. I just want to give a big shout out and thank you to Shiro for the resub, Christopher for the host raid earlier on, Heather for the host, and of course Grog and Dog for the donation. You guys are awesome. Appreciate you. I will see you all later. I'll be streaming tomorrow, I believe, with the squad, and we'll look forward to that. Play some Minecraft. And then again on Sunday, we're streaming with Sarah, playing some more of this, and probably picking up with the bungalow. Looks nice. So yeah, everyone, have a great evening. Enjoy yourselves. Thank you for coming on by. And I will. I'll check y'all later. Bye, everyone. Bye, Madam. Bye, Lyra. Bye, Bush League. Bye, Grog. Bye, everyone. Bye. I want to give a special shout out to my patrons for their support, including Fire Tiger 1986, Speed Plays, Stealth Keo, Sir Taz 13, Death Boy, Ninja Punk Jess, Lil Beautiful, Chimney 97, Kevin R 1999, Craftstar, Rogue Deity, Psionics, IG Scar, And Tatiana and everyone else who supports me, you all are amazing.